Hello, hola, welcome positive mommies to another episode of Motivation for Moms with Elayna. And today I'm going to be sharing a very personal story because I have always been a dreamer. I've always had the best intentions. I've always had so many plans. And I'm sure you have too. But there was a time in my life in which I just couldn't see the possibilities for me. I didn't understand why in the fairy tales everybody just, really went from a once upon a time to a happily ever after. And I always wonder, is that really possible for me? And I'm here to tell you it is possible for me and it is possible for you. And one of these times in which I was really, really low in myself was when I was a single mom. I started being a single mom to my kids, and I was struggling with financial problems, with low self esteem, with being homesick and not having a support group and just really really doubting myself with everything that was going on. And basically, one of those nights, I remember I always read with my babies, and that was the time in which we could connect. And I was off from work, and I decided that we were going to read. And they, of course, said they wanted to read Cinderella because that's one of our favorite princess stories. And remember reading to them and feeling like, are they really going to have a fairy tale life? And is that something that I want to share with them when I'm not living my fairy tale life? And is this really true? Could this really be something that they can achieve, or am I teaching them to dream so that their dreams will be crushed? And so I struggled with that thought, and I went to bed and I was tossing and turning that night, thinking about how I could teach my girls to dream, but also to know what dreams take to come true. So to believe in their wishes, and that the wishes would come true, just like Cinderella said. And so I had the most amazing realization. So God put in my heart 5 principles from the Cinderella story that I used and that I have used and I still use every day, and that you can use to create your fairy tale life, a happily ever after. Okay? So don't think that I'm crazy. I'm gonna explain it right now. The first thing that I learned is that Cinderella followed 5 principles to create her Cinderella fairy tale life. And the first principle that she used was the principle of vision. Yes, so she had a very tough reality, as we know. And she was named Cinderella because she slept by the cinders and she had a very long to-do list. And she was very oppressed, okay? And she was teased and taunted, and she had all kinds of obstacles. So she was able to see beyond her circumstances. She was able to dream about better things, better days, things that would happen. And that is what I call a vision. Okay? She had vision, and you can have vision too. As a matter of fact, in the Bible says that without vision, the people perish. So to live your life fully, a vision is needed. The second principle that I learned from Cinderella, and that my girls have learned too, and now many women that I teach and mentor get to learn, is that she was prepared. Well, she learned how to sew so she could make a gown. She did all of her chores right on time for the ball. She actually even danced and sung and had grace and poise so she could attract the prince. She knew what she was doing, and she did what it had, what she had to do. She did what it took. Okay, of course, we know that even though she was prepared, she had to face some obstacles. I mean, she said, "Oh, that gown you're wearing is broken. It's torn. There's no way you're going to the ball. Who are you even to be invited? You don't belong in the castle." And of course, it's like, "Oh, Cinderella, no, you don't belong in the ball. He's gonna pick me. No, I'm more beautiful." So, yes, she, after all the preparation, she saw that there were challenges and she was down, and she, for a minute, thought that she wasn't going to be able to be at the ball. But guess what the third principle is? It is faith. Because she had the faith to believe in something that showed up, in someone that showed up. And sometimes we can't see how wonderful we are, but then if we go to someone that really knows what we're all about, they can remind us who we really are and the courage in our heart. They can inspire us to do that. They can remind us of our true identity. And so the fairy godmother showed up, and Cinderella had faith that yes, there was at least one remote possibility that she could go to the ball, that she could be with the prince, that she could actually live this dream and get out of her circumstances, of her reality. And so she had faith that that was possible. And we know that if we have just a tiny, teeny bit of faith, that miracles can happen. So she actually did that. And the fourth principle that I want to share is actually diligence. Because we know that she was diligent in completing her tasks and doing her due diligence. Diligence. So yeah, those are things that she had to do in order to get to the ball. That logically, that was sort of the progression. I have to do this and do that and do that the other thing. I need a gown. So she knew what she had to do, and she had done that. But the fairy godmother showed up, and she's like, "Well, no, you need to do a little extra now. Now that you know, everything that you thought that was going to happen, it's been crushed. Now I want you to fetch me mice and a pumpkin, and we need to get you a different gown." And so basically, Cinderella was very diligent, because instead of saying, "Oh, this old lady, I don't know what she's talking about. I'm not going to be able to go to the ball, and I've already done so much," and she actually expects me to not even embrace this moment in which these people are at the ball and I can relax, I can take a nap, but she's putting me to work. No, she didn't complain. She didn't hesitate. She's like, "Okay, if that's what it's gonna take to go to the ball, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. I mean, I love my dream. I want to make this dream come true, so I'm gonna give it a try. I'm going to do it." And that's what she did. She was very diligent, and so, boom, look at this beauty. She had this gown, she was happening, going on, and she actually was able to make it to the ball. Awesome. But that's not it. That was the fourth step only. What is the fifth step? Well, I think it's the hardest, at least for me. I mean, look at this prince. He's one handsome prince. I mean, he is yummy. And look, they're like, "Oh, I love you, Cinderella. You're so pretty." And she's like, "Oh, why, thank you, prince." Because remember, she had all the grace and the poise and everything like that. And then they're like, "Oh, she's into me." And she's like, "Oh, he's into me. Oh, this is so magical. I'm in the castle and he's so yummy. Oh, we are enchanted. Love at first sight." Ding, ding, ding. That's a really horrible bell, but you know the story. So midnight comes, and oh my goodness, she had to go running away from this prince. That's some tough situation right there. But that's Cinderella for you. She was disciplined. She knew that, she knew that she had promised that she was going to be out of there by midnight, and she took those rules seriously. I mean, completely seriously. And that's one thing that I really admire about her, because not only she did not let her previous circumstances define her, because she dreamt above that reality, she also didn't let her dream get to her head and forget where she came from and forget the people that she, that made it all happen, that she partnered with to make this happen. So that was what she did. Those are the 5 principles. And I know that this has been a long journey here, sharing the Cinderella story in a brand new way. But remember, in order for your dream to come true, you must have vision, you must have preparedness or preparation, you must have faith, critical step, critical step. You must have diligence and discipline. Those are the 5 steps that you can take every single day to create a happy ending, a happy night of a beautiful day. And those are the steps that are going to allow you to follow, live, monetize, radiate, and balance your dreams. So that has been my message today. I hope you read Cinderella tonight and see all those principles at work so that you can learn how to live them in your own life. And remember, I want those comments, okay? I want feedback, and please share with a friend, subscribe if you haven't done so, and remember again, be positive so that you can be powerful.